Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm sorry for the band-aid in this whole video. I cut my fingertip open, so I had to have it on, and it just looks dumb, but bear with me. So this first sketch that I ended up doing ended up giving me a lot of trouble, and I didn't like the way it turned out, but if you stay with me, I do a couple more pen drawings that I'm much more happy with. I just wasn't having fun doing this one. But I wanted to show the good and the bad so that you can see that I also struggle with my art at points. And doing people is not my strong suit, so I'm trying to get in more practice so that I can get better. I had a lot of fun drawing the pose and the clothing, but the face is where I mainly struggled, which is closer to the end. As you can see, I'm ready for fall, drawing more coats and scarves because I can't wait for the cooler weather. This hand in this picture was gonna be the death of me. I'm gonna count and tell you how many times I redid this. There's one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. And finally, 9. I'm telling you, I struggled so much with this hand, but I was determined to get it looking like an actual hand. It's strange because normally I enjoy drawing hands, but I guess it just wasn't working out for me in this whole picture. So here's when it started to get even worse because I started drawing the face out and it just wasn't turning out how I wanted it to be. I know I need to practice more, so I was just trying to get through it, but I ended up just coloring over it at the very end so that you couldn't see it because I just wasn't happy with how it looked. Anyways, that's how that turned out. Moving on to the next one, I drew a hermit crab because I had looked on my Pinterest and that was the first thing that popped up, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try drawing this, but I challenged myself by doing it in pen because I realized again that I was erasing too much on the last picture, so I was trying to really focus on shapes instead. Honestly, I had so much more fun doing these pen sketches than I did with the last one, and I don't know why, because it takes away erasing, I'm assuming, and I'm just able to relax and sketch out what I need to and not really worry about if it turns out perfect. This also really helps with making sure you're doing light pressure when you're sketching and heavier pressure on the lines that you want to keep. Whereas on my pencil, I felt like I was just doing heavy pressure the whole time, so you're able to gauge that with the pen. I had seen another artist do a hermit crab, so that's why when I saw it on Pinterest, I was like, hey, why don't I give this a try? And I ended up really enjoying how this one turned out. So here I was going in and adding details, darkening lines that I wanted to keep, and adding the shell texture. So the next thing I felt like I needed to draw was hands so that I could redeem myself from the first sketch and gain my confidence back drawing hands. The first one was my least favorite, but I was just getting warmed up, and the other ones end up turning out better in my opinion. This one was the most complex of them all, but I had fun figuring out where the fingers would go in relation to the palm and the other fingers. So the last and final drawing that I did was of a pigeon, and honestly, out of this whole page, this one was probably my most favorite to draw, just because I used very simple shapes and then added more details as I went on, and I just love the way that it turned out in the end. I think the reason this one turned out so well is because I was loosely sketching and I wasn't worried about turning it into a perfect masterpiece. I was just drawing what I saw, and I ended up liking it better because I don't think I was super focused on the details. I was just focused on the overall picture, and so it ended up turning out better than the other ones. I had been putting so much pressure on myself to make sure that all my sketchbook pages were like the perfect spreads, and I feel like with this one I was finally able to loosen up eventually and just end up filling up a page with pictures I'm happy with and sketches like that. And I need to remember that not all my sketchbook pages have to be perfect, because in the end it is a sketchbook, so you can put whatever you want in it and it doesn't have to be finished pieces. I had to add color to this picture because Pigeon's colorings is just so nice with like the purpley teal sheen. So I went back in with my Hoo and Copic markers and colored this. So after I added all the vibrant colors, I went back over it with like a gray color to tone it down and make like a wash over the whole thing, so that it was like the other colors were showing through from underneath that. Then I colored in the wings with just my black Ahoo marker, and I wasn't too focused on the feather shapes. I was just getting lines down, and then in the end it ends up looking like feathers all together. So I went back in with the blue pen to add like a texture feathering to the face and to the chest, so it just makes it look just that little bit more detailed. I almost forgot to color in the feet, so I did that here. And this is when I kind of realized that I put the feet too far forward and I should have put them back more, but oh well. So then I got my white jelly roll pen and added the same type of texture to the head and the chest of the bird. So this is how the finished spread turned out, and I have to say that I ended up being pretty happy with the results, even though my first picture wasn't what I wanted. But thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.